sunny good morning to you here in Minnesota. I know it's more Canadian than Minnesotan, but whatever. Dispatch services just will not quit. That is the one downside of being a new carrier with a new MC right now. Even though FMCSA has just released some guidance regarding dispatching services versus bona fide brokers, or whatever the terminology was, nothing in terms of actual regulatory procedure has been implemented that would put any kind of constraint upon a dispatching service in terms of, actual rules, penalties, things of that nature. At least as far as I'm aware. But then again, it's just the dispatching methodology is something I really have no intention of getting myself involved with, to the extent of, all I'm doing is picking up these calls and telling these folks I'm not interested in a dispatching service, because I want them to stop calling me. The only way to get them to stop calling me is to say, yeah, no, I don't want your service. Now, there are a lot of you guys out there, depending on when you watch this video, that might like being dispatched because it's maximizing your profits, it's helping you just keep rolling, you're just going from load to load to load to load, and it's working out for you. Okay, great. If that's the way that your business is working and things are working well for you, who am I to say that what you're doing is in any capacity incorrect or improper? I mean, if you're making money and you're doing well and you're satisfied with your dispatch service, hey, good for you. Honestly, I'm happy for you. As for me, as I've said before, dispatching services are not for me, because I've been dispatched, and in fairness to the dispatch method, my best ever week as an owner-operator happened in 2021, or was it very early 2022? I think it was early 2022, right before the rates started to collapse. No, correction. It was fall of 2021, when rates were still pretty good. Fuel was still wasn't trending upward. It was just beginning to trend upward, so expenses weren't as huge. And I had a settlement that was $11,700. No, I think it was $11,400. And my net after expenses and the carrier's take was $6,700. That was an excellent week. However, what happened for that week to be so good is I've been on a stretch of runs for, I think I was out for 3 weeks straight, and my dispatch hit the right vein at the right time where I was at, and I was able to capitalize on it and make everything work out. And also, I think 1 or 2 loads from the preceding week had ended up posting to that week, so there's a couple of asterisks there to take into account. So, but in fairness to dispatchers, if you're willing to just be run into the ground and just constantly move and just do nothing but drive and drive and drive and drive, dispatching might be for you. For me, not so much. It's just not the way I want to do my business. I don't want someone else running me into the ground, running my truck into the ground, because even though I'm in a pretty good spot right now, yesterday I just had all 4 of my truck batteries replaced because I was noticing that my inverter was showing a healthy voltage reading, especially when the APU was running. So the batteries were not charging with the APU like they were supposed to. So I figured, okay, let's get these batteries checked, and turns out, yeah, the batteries were just about done. So I got those replaced. But rolling, and they have no incentive to care about anything else other than keeping you rolling. Another factor as to why I'm not going to retain a dispatch service is that, again, like I said, at least one preceding video, a lot of these folks, English is not their first language. And when these guys are making their sales pitches to me, I can't hardly understand them, either because their communication equipment is not the best, their connection is not the best, or while their phone number might be a US-based phone number, they themselves might be in, Bangladesh or Mumbai or somewhere in Pakistan, for all I know. I literally have no idea, because these folks, hilariously, they introduce themselves with names like, Steve, James. It's like, my dude, you sound like you got off the plane from New Delhi, and you're going to say your name is James? Please. I would be more inclined to listen to these folks' sales pitch, let them go through their whole spiel. If they said, yes, hello, my name is Ahmed from Kuala Lumpur or whatever. Just be honest. But there's no regulation that I'm aware of that says you have to actually be calling to use a US-based number. There is no law, as far as I'm aware, that you have to be calling from a US-based location. So folks are buying up US-based numbers, calling from God knows where, and none of them English is their first language. Now, and again, fairness to these folks, if they're in the US, but because they're immigrants and they're just doing what they can to, get it going, again, no disrespect at all to these folks, but I can't understand them clear enough to make sure that I'm not missing proper details that are not getting lost in translation. Because if I can't understand what's going down, I can't guarantee that business is being conducted in the best possible manner. So, and two, despite I made a mistake with this Minnesota load that got me from Iowa to Minnesota, I really should have known it was going to be snake bitten, because it was a shipper that I dealt with before about a year and a half ago, and it was a hassle to deal with them then. This load was a hassle to deal with yesterday, but it got done. I had a window to get the batteries replaced, so it worked out. My factoring is now fully functional, so that's taken care of, which is good news. But yeah, now Minnesota is not a very great freight market, so I took a cheap load. Unfortunately, this is going to get me back down to Chicago, which is a healthier freight market. Then I'll go on from there. But suffice it to say, I don't have a need for dispatching services, because I am able to get loads booked. I don't have to worry about finding freight. Now, in fairness, I have not been able to book with C.H. Robinson yet. I've been trying to, but they don't have loads that time-wise work out with my next delivery. So, you just gotta cross that bridge when you come to it. And speaking of crossing bridges, I got a sprayer coming up here, and you get around here. So I'm gonna cut this video off here. YouTube, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you down the road.